So after our little trip down to the Homer Spit today, I figured I would talk about what we were using and what was making it successful, because Jess was on the fish so much, I didn't even get a chance to get my rod in the water. I was helping her out so much. So I wanted to talk about what we were using and the techniques that we were using down there. So a little tackle talk with Brandon tonight. So first off, we're going to start with the rod and reel setup. This is a Fenwick Eagle. It is a 10-foot 6-inch medium heavy, moderate action spinning rod with a 40 series spinning reel on it. In this case, it's a Cabela's Salt Striker. I would say minimum you're going to want a 40 series because of spool capacity, because you're trying to cast really far. Fishing down there, there's like a drop off out a little further. You can feel it with your weight if you're bringing your weight in, dragging it along the bottom. You want to get over that drop off. So it's pretty far out there, which to help you get down there at about low tide, so you're closer to that drop off. Other thing we're using is pyramid sinkers. These are 3-ounce pyramid sinkers. When they hit the bottom out there, they dig into the sand, so the current from the tide doesn't shift it around all over the place. So the rig that we've got going is, I've got 65-pound braided line as my main line. In this case, I'm using the Addicted Enforcer 8-carrier braid. Right here, I've got a barrel swivel. Off of that, I've got about 4 feet. Well, it started out as 4 feet of 30-pound monofilament line. Just regular Stren monofilament. And down at the bottom, I tied on a snap swivel. That's for your sinker, so you can switch out for different weights if you need it. But 3 ounces seem to be working pretty good. About 18 inches up from that, I've got a little dropper loop tied on. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hooks, and the hooks that we're using are Gamakatsu Octopus Circles in a 4/0. You're going to take your hook and you take that little loop and you pull on it a little bit and you slide it through the eye of your hook. You slide that loop through, if I can get it to go through. There we go. You slide it through like so, and then you loop it around the bottom of the hook and pull it back. And see, now you're attached. Just like that. And your weight's down here. Now you'll see people who will rig, sorry, I had a fly laying on my nose and I'm all itchy. But you'll see people who will rig up where they've got their sinker back here and then a leader that comes off of it. But then your bait is just laying on the bottom and it gets covered in sand or whatever. With this, you've got your tension to your weight and your hook is dangling like this with your bait on it up above the bottom. That's what you want. So for bait, we were using herring, but you could also use squid chunks, octopus chunks, sardines, anything like that. But we were using herring. We were just cutting chunks of herring out, like inch wide chunks. You take your whole herring and just it up like that. And that worked pretty good. It seemed to be what they wanted. But the key was casting out as far as you can. So having that longer rod, that 10-foot 6-inch, that longer rod, and having a reel with enough capacity. Because you're getting back here and you're cannonballing that thing, that 3-ounce pyramid sinker, and holding that for the follow through and letting it get as far out there as you can. We had people fishing around us who weren't getting anything because they weren't getting as far. Every time we got out that far, it'd sink to the bottom, tension up, we had a bite. We were on. Just cast after cast after cast, catching these yellowfin sole. And there's all kinds of stuff you can catch down there. There's pollock, there's cod, you can catch halibut sometimes. If you're close to the pilings, you might even get into a rockfish, but you're going to catch a crap ton of those soles, those little yellowfin sole, and they're a decent amount of meat on them, you know, for a fish this big. They're kind of a pain in the ass to clean, but hey, they taste good. So I just wanted to do a quick little tackle talk about what we were using today and what was finding success. So thanks, and there'll be more of these.